again, thank you for all who are participating. I'm seeing right now a total count of 126. So I especially want to welcome any international participants that have dialed in today, and I hope you find this next hour valuable and something that can be an immediate value add to whatever you do and whatever workplace you are currently working in. A lot of what I'm going to talk today, I'll set the context for it. It's not rocket science. As you saw on my company's main page, I like to keep it simple and get back to basics. For some folks, what we're going to talk about today is inherent in their nature and comes very easily. For other folks, especially those who have the reputation of being in technology and very stovepiped oriented, perhaps this is something that you need to work at a little bit harder. But no matter what industry you're in, no matter what role you play within that industry, it's the people skills and the art of doing business that really actually help connect the dots and drive projects, drive work efforts to success. So this first slide I was actually going to take out and redo, and then I thought, no, I'm going to keep this in because what's trending today? Starting back in the turn of the century, original research was done about what is actually happening in organizations of all sizes, cross-industry sector, and what was starting to emerge is that businesses were running their organizations by doing project work. That has not changed. In fact, that has become an increasing trend where most project teams are, by PMI standards, brought together for a limited amount of time and for a specific purpose in mind. The project has actually become a psychological phenomena that signals activity and hopes to bring efficiencies to an organization and within the project team itself. People seem to enjoy the intensity of the project work. It gives them limited goals for a certain period of time, and at the end of that duration, they have a successful delivery, so it's a quick, short-term hit, whether it's a 3-month to 6-month, a year-long, or a 2-year short-term limited project. Project work often takes people away from the day-to-day operations, and it gives them a break and revitalizes them in what they're doing. So project work is more than actually just producing something. It means accountability and accepting responsibility for being a creative contribution as part of a team effort. And really important here is that there is an exchange of knowledge and information by different types of roles or subject matter experts so that each person is an individual contributor and can participate in that creativity and also in making and forging good relationships. Engage in projects that provide meaningful and stimulating projects or problems to solve. Of a piano building. It's actually called that, and it's in Anhui province in China. An example of a stimulating project. Inside the violin is the staircase to the building upstairs. Is an example of the upside-down house. This was built in Poland. So about creativity, this house is actually in a tiny village in Zimbark in Poland. Now these projects that you work on, they may be extreme examples, but any project team, we're looking for creativity. And in order to invoke that creativity, we want to say human behavior is unpredictable. We work in uncertain, complex, fast-paced environments, so understanding human behavior and how do we uniquely manage it is very important. And we start by becoming self-aware and understanding behaviors based on natural and then adaptive styles. So it's important to understand more about ourselves and then also to learn how to read people, what their communication styles are, their workplace motivators, and their values. Because that helps to improve workplace relations as far as collaboration, as far as gaining work efficiencies, and ultimately to delivering successful projects. Here and ask our audience, Do you work in a perfect environment? And if you don't, what are the pain points? To go in comments, business is about art and science. It's not black and white. It's squishy, it's messy, it's dynamic, and it's global. Presentation will not focus on how to achieve bottom line results, yet it ultimately offers ways to ensure successful project delivery and to meet organizational goals and objectives. The original research for this presentation was conducted as part of his master's thesis at the University of Pennsylvania, and I interviewed mid-level and senior-level career professionals who worked in a cross-section of industry sectors: pharmaceutical, insurance, energy, IT, academics and higher learning, and business consultants. That combined survey was combined with research that was part of years of project management work in Fortune 50 companies. The art component relates to managing and working with people. Being socially aware includes striving toward emotional intelligence and, in general, just learning how to connect with people. Yes, even when we work in a virtual environment, it's possible and necessary, absolutely mission critical, to learn how to connect with people and build those relationships. If we don't, the social costs are poor human relations, low morale, employee turnover, which negatively impacts an organization's profitability. So, to organizational dynamics, in 2008, with our economic crisis in the U.S., business schools were reevaluating their models for teaching. They recognized that business models and projects fail, not because of process and methodologies, but because of the people part of actually running the business. It's important to utilize interpersonal skills because they help to navigate uncertain, complex issues, and are for both your organization and for you as an individual resource. And each will have a different answer of what interpersonal skills they believe are important. And I'll here and just call out a few of the interpersonal skills or social characteristics that people most think of: leadership, communication, negotiation, maybe being politically savvy in an organization so that you can navigate your way around it, collaborate with team members and to be adaptable when challenges arise, and passionate about what you do. The personal skills are inherent personality traits. Be learned experientially, and be enhanced in a formal classroom setting. So if you're not born to be a people-oriented person, this is something that you can learn with practice. It says, in the literature and both the survey result that I took, that communication was ranked number 1 as a social characteristic, leadership second, and team building third. And no matter what organization I've been engaged in, it always comes back to, is there communication within the organization? Are resources getting clear direction from management? And are we building teams where people communicate and want to work together collaboratively, and are they motivated to do a good job and successfully deliver?